recently. So
I think he's got to be commended for sticking with Croatia, because there have been people in the past, such as Alex McLeish and Walter Smith, who have left there.
i.e. Scotland managers.
Have left their their own nations to manage a club side, which I think surely the international side is like the greatest honour you can have.
Well, just before we go on to England, I would just like to say that I think Giovanni Trapattoni deserves all the credit in the world, because although Ireland, probably will get knocked out of the Euros, let's face facts, a lot of Irish fans, when we saw the group, who we were going to be facing for the qualifying, Russia especially, we didn't think we'd go through. We thought that we'd be lucky to get into the playoffs, and we luckily got a good draw against Estonia, and we won away, and and it just helped. But I think Trapattoni deserves a lot of credit. I've seen a lot of stick. He's been given a lot of stick in the press for over the past few days. People saying he picked the wrong tactics. At the end of the day, Trapattoni has basically got a lot of championship players to pick from. In my opinion, a lot of them play in the Championship, and while Croatia have got the likes of a £25 million central midfielder and a £10 million striker to rely on, we've got somebody who's in mid-30s in LA, and Sean St. Ledger.
Now on to England.
Yeah, and then guys, now on to England.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts regarding the result?
I thought it was a great result, to be honest. 1-1 against France. A lot of people have said they're the dark horses to win the tournament. France still unbeaten in 22. They're a young side. They're going through a transition period. I'm hoping that England do finish top of their group, but I think if we keep playing like that and we keep progressing, we keep getting better throughout the tournament, who knows, maybe, I will say it, I'll dare to say it, maybe this could be the year.
So Dale, do you think that England will defeat Sweden and Ukraine?
Well, there'll be two tough games. On to England's performance, I thought it was solid, like I said, solid yet unspectacular. A few players impressed me, such as Danny Welbeck. I thought he actually had a really good game. And people criticise saying this is just like Chelsea from the Champions League. But if I recall, they won the whole thing. So I don't know what people are complaining about. I think, and Greece, 2004, they won the tournament.
They didn't set the world alight.
I think these tactics could work for England. We're not going to pass teams off the park. We're not going to be... If we're expansive against the French, we would have got thrashed, in my opinion. I think this is the way we've got to play. And you never know. You never know in tournament football, such as Chelsea, such as Liverpool in the League Cup and nearly the FA Cup. In tournament football, you
for Chelsea, it was the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But but Chelsea are more... Well, they're a better team than Liverpool, let's face facts. So, you just never know in tournament football.
Just one point I'd like to make is I felt just like Ireland, England, a lot of decisions went against them in terms of the refereeing decision. Did you think the referee had a poor performance during the England-France game and also the Ireland-Croatia game?
I think in both games they had poor performances, which it didn't really surprise me. But for most of the other games we've had, the referees have done a very good job. But it seemed always laughable at times during both games, where an England or Irish player could be hacked down, and at times were, and nothing was given for a seemingly obvious decision.
Did you see it? There was quite a bit of quite a few people on Twitter were saying it was a bit controversial that you had a referee for the France-England game who was from Martinique, which was a former French colony in the Pacific Ocean. And I mean, the referee's record. I mean,
he's card happy.
He is card happy. He sent, what was it, 5 people in one game last year?
Well, I think his record is 14 cards given out in one game. So
I think with yellow cards they should be a last resort. To be honest,
it ruins the momentum of a game, doesn't it?
It does. I think you don't want to see any team with players sent off. It should be a last resort, but referees seem to be centre of attention. Oh, here's a yellow card. I want the cameras on me. Yellow card. But no, I think a last resort yellow card, definitely last resort a red card. I think it should be basically beyond doubt. Not all the other team wants a yellow card, so let's give them a yellow card.
I like the last resort should be 3 yellow cards. If
Grandpa.
Paul's listening.
Well, we are nearing the end of the first of 2 podcasts, our final 2 of this academic year. And the highlight of the week, we're all going to do the same one, and it's the Euros. And the question I've got for you is, who will be England's best player, Ireland's best player, and player of the whole tournament? And who do you think's going to win Euro 2012?
I think
Dale.
England's best player will be Danny Welbeck. I think he's actually a star in the making for this tournament, and he could really surprise a few people. I think he'd be the one where England come home, defeated some maybe group stages, and they'll say, well, at least Danny Welbeck played really well. That's positive for the future, because that's why England got a look. For Ireland, I think that Sean St. Ledger will be the man of the tournament for them. He got that goal against Croatia, and I think he surprised a few people at Leicester the back end of the season, and I think he'll be doing the same with Ireland. And the player of the tournament, I'd have to go with Özil from Germany. I think Germany will win the tournament. I think Özil will play a major part in their victory.
Jack Elliott, same question to you.
I think the best player for England will be James Milner. Of course. I thought he had a very good game against France. All right, he should have scored, but no, I generally think he will come out as the shining star for the England team. I wish he'd stayed at Newcastle. I can see why he left now. He's probably not regretting it now that he's got that Premier League winners medal. And I think the best player of the tournament will be Iniesta, Spain. I just think he's a great player. Can't see Torres doing much this tournament.
No one can see Torres doing much this tournament.
But I think the team that will win will be Spain. And I think the best Irish player will be Shay Given. Tom.
Thank you. I think England's best player will be Joe Hart. I think, pretty predictable. But I think against France he looked calm, cool and collected in such hot conditions as well. And I think he'll, against Sweden, if Ibrahimovic is out, he'll have quite an easy game. Against Ukraine, Shevchenko may cause a few problems, but I think he'll have a good.
What about Andre Varney?
You never know. Weird things can happen. Torres will probably score against Ireland now. You two have badmouthed him. I'm not gonna.
I'm sure Bono is actually very supportive of him.
I don't think Torres has found what he's looking for, to be honest.
Oh, vertigo. Anyway, awful pun by me there. I apologise.
Some might say it's bad.
For Ireland, I think the player of the tournament will be James McLean. I hope. To be honest, now I'm going to scrap that because I don't think he'll be given a chance. I think Jonathan Walters. He came on against Croatia. He offered such a physical presence, and I think that something Spain don't like, physicality, and something the Italians, it might suit them a bit more. But I don't think either team are really used to such a physical player. Player of the tournament, I'm going to go for Alan. I don't know how to say his name. Jogev, the Russian player.
Oh, yeah.
Who scored 3 goals. And yesterday, what I noticed was, finally got the goal, but his performance was brilliant. He cut in, he was there when needed. And I think he'll be quite a dangerous player for the team that I'm, one of the teams that I think will get at least to the semis. I think Russia have got a great chance because of not only the group they've got, but the game they'll have for the quarters. I think that's an alright game for them.
So, who do you think is going to win the tournament?
That's a good question, and I'm going to put my neck on the line here, and I'm going to go for France. I genuinely, they really impressed me on Monday. I think they've got 1 or 2 players coming back from injury as well, and I think Holland are going to be out in group stages. I really do, and I think Spain don't like playing France. And that's the final I'm going for, Spain v France. And we'll see what happens, but I think that'll be it for them. Well, Vladivar is at an end, and the next podcast will have Joke of the Week. We'll have accent of the week, but we're saving you the misery for one podcast at the very least. Well, thank you for listening to Blah De Blah with me, Tom Feeney.
Me, Dale Harris.
And me, Jack Elliott.
Thank you for listening to Blah.
Blah.
Thank you for listening to Blah De Blah. Remember to follow us on Twitter. You won't regret it. That's at the Blah De Blah. And follow me, Thomasini. That's at ThomasFeaheny.
At Dale Harris, 1991.
At Jack Elliott, 1993.
Thank you for listening to Blah.
Blah.
Sponsored by sportingviewpoint.co.uk.
And Dale Harris Blogspot.